Hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is Wan Syazwana and today I would like to talk about education. Education is a process that begins at birth and continues until the end of life. The early stage of life is very crucial since this period affects the following process. However, we are not able to totally control the early stage because children remain under the care of their families until they begin attending school. Even if children study in schools, many factors such as friends in and out of the school affect their educational process. The educational system focuses on children from preschool until graduate education. Educational gains mainly shift from public to individual gains as they attend a higher level of school each year. That is why education is compulsory in the first 10 or 12 years for children. Education is a purposeful activity directed at achieving certain aims, such as transmitting knowledge or fostering skills and character traits. These aims may include the development of understanding, rationality, kindness, and honesty. Various researchers emphasize the role of critical thinking in order to distinguish education from indoctrination. Some theories require that education results in an improvement of the student, while others prefer a value-neutral definition of the term. In a slightly different sense, education may also refer not to the process but to the product of this process, the mental states and dispositions possessed by educated people. Education originated as the transmission of cultural heritage from one generation to the next. Today, educational goals increasingly encompass new ideas such as liberation of learners, skills needed for the modern society, empathy, and complex vocational skills. Types of education are commonly divided into formal, non-formal, and informal education. Formal education takes place in education and training institutions. It's usually structured by curricular aims and objectives, and learning is typically guided by a teacher. In most regions, formal education is compulsory up to a certain age and commonly divided into the educational stages such as kindergarten, primary school, and secondary school. Non-formal education occurs as addition or alternative to formal education. It may be structured according to educational arrangements, but in a more flexible manner and usually take place in community-based, workplace-based, or civil society-based settings. Lastly, informal education occurs in daily life, in the family. Any experience that has a formative effect on the way one thinks, feels, or acts may be considered educational, whether unintentional or intentional. In practice, there is a continuum from the highly formalized to the highly informalized, and informal learning can occur in all three settings. For instance, homeschooling can be classified as non-formal or informal depending. Regardless of setting, educational methods include teaching, training, storytelling, discussion, and directed research. The methodology of teaching is called pedagogy. Education is supported by a variety of different philosophies, theories, and empirical research agendas. Education is important because it is responsible for the overall development of a person. It helps you acquire skills which are necessary for becoming successful in life. There are movements for education reforms, such as for improving quality and efficiency of education towards relevance in students' life and efficient problem solving in modern or future society at large, or for evidence-based education methodologies. A right to education has been recognized by some governments and the United Nations. Global initiatives aim at achieving the sustainable development which promotes quality education for all. That's all from me. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day.
Some students leave education earlier than they should. These are complex problems to solve, but a belief in the right to education is a belief in inclusion. Children have different learning speeds and needs. They need curricula that are flexible, creative, and relevant. How we prepare teachers matters. They must be given the tools and training to achieve our vision for reform. The resources we know can help the marginalized, educators, support staff, and equipment should be shared so that everyone can benefit. Better data on those left behind will help us reach them. Disadvantages often accumulate. We can't address inclusion one group at a time. Redressing these disadvantages requires funds. These must be equitable and target individual-specific needs. We must work together on these tasks across government ministries, from central to local authorities, with civil society supporting governments, and schools opening doors to the community.